Hello, my name is Zuyi Chen, and this is my video demo of my Java implementation of the barista matic programming assignment. The program can be found in this zip file, barista coffee demo Zuyi Chen, and I've opened the program here in IntelliJ. As you can see here, when you first open up the program tree, this is what you're greeted with. I've included a readme.txt that shows you the text version of this video demo, and we're using JDK version 1.8.0_144. So now, in order to run the coffee machine, let's go to source com.barista machine main.java. Now let's try to run it. When we first run, we're greeted with an inventory and a menu, which matches exactly which is expected of the example. So now let's follow the example along and let's try to order number 2, cafe latte. As you can see here, we are dispensing coffee latte, and our espresso decremented by 2, and our steamed milk decremented by 1. And everything on our menu is still true, which follows exactly what would happen in the example. So now let's try to press Q, which would quit our program. As you can see here, our process finished with exit code 0. So now let's try it again, except for this time, let's try to dispense more drinks. So 1, we're dispensing cafe americano. 2, dispensing cafe latte. 3, dispensing cafe mocha. 4, dispensing cappuccino. As we can see here, at this point, cafe americano is no longer able to be dispensed. However, we're still able to dispense 5 and 6. So let's dispense a coffee. Let's dispense a decaf coffee. And after everything, cafe americano is unable to dispense. So let's try that. Let's try 1. And as we can see here, it says out of stock, cafe americano. Now let's try to dispense a cafe latte. And cafe latte is still able to dispense. However, after that, items 1 through 4 are all indispensable because we are short of espresso, which is now 0. So let's try to dispense 2, which shows out of stock, perfect. 3, again, out of stock. And 4, again, out of stock. So now we can restock with a lowercase or uppercase r. So we'll restock. And now our inventory is all back to 10, and all drinks are dispensable. So now we shall quit. So now let's try some invalid inputs. So our first invalid input should be something of a drink not within the menu, so 0. Invalid selection 0, which is good. 7. Invalid selection 7, which is good. So now let's try to put some nonsense into the input ABC. Invalid input ABC, which is good. So now as a design choice, I've created it such as the fact that if you add a space at the end of your input, it will also be invalid. So 3 space will actually be an invalid selection. So now let's, and when you press enter without anything at all, it simply redisplays to you the inventory and the menu without dispensing anything, which is also good. So now let's quit the program. And I want to talk about some of my design choices and implementation. So number 1 is that I followed a strictly object-oriented idea of this assignment. Therefore, I've divided into generally 5 objects, a barista matic object that basically is an instance of the machine. It will contain a menu and an inventory. And as we can see here, I've encapsulated a lot of the logic into inventory.java and menu.java so that the logic is hidden from the user. So now, as we can see here, let's go to inventory.java. Inventory.java has logic which restocks and removes drink from the inventory. And menu.java actually is where we're able to add recipes for drinks, and we are able to display and see whether a drink is buildable. So a simple thing that we want to be able to do is always add more recipes. So in order to add more recipes, it is very simple. You simply would come here, create yourself a new recipe. So let's actually in fact do that. Let's create our own custom recipe. And let's call it custom. And let's make it espresso 1, steamed milk 1, and foam milk 1. We've added that. Let's put it into our hash table. And we shall assign it set. Okay. And what we will do is that we will then go to the main.txt, and we will also make sure that we now accept the input 7. And we shall go back to our menu.java and make sure that it is displayed properly. So now, let's try to run main.txt again. Sorry, main.java. And when we run main.java, we'll see now we've created a custom drink of $1.8. And let's try to order the custom drink. And it is dispensing custom, and it's decremented espresso, foam milk, and steamed milk by 1. And this is how you would add a new recipe. And of course, because it is a simple per se object, we could always put it into a JSON file and just read recipes that way and keep putting them into our menu to add new recipes. So some more design decisions that I've put into here is that the naming conventions were very, very heavily used. In fact, a good example is that all variables are named very well to make sure that they are very descriptive as to minimize the amount of commenting I would need. And as well as an example of even having in our for loops, our variables are also very descriptive instead of traditional I, J, or K. So, and another huge design decision that was done by me was to make sure that the prices of our ingredients, which is shown here, is put into big decimal, which is important because doubles are unreliable when you perform arithmetic, multiplication, addition, or other functions with doubles. Therefore, big decimals ensures we have an exact number and we won't have any issues with decimal representation. And that is actually it for the demo. And hope you guys liked it.